In this video, I'm going to go over how a NVIDIA Omniverse community post about what seemed like a simple simulation, which actually was not simple, inspired me to dig in and understand more about how that particular simulation would work and see if I could create that. And I dug in and ended up making something I think is pretty neat. So I'll also put the project files on GitHub so that you can do a deep dive into this if you're interested. All right, let's take a quick look at this post. It says basically been spending several days trying to get a thread screw simulation running, and the idea was to connect a revolute joint and a prismatic joint using a mimic relationship in order to generate linear motion from rotational drive. Unfortunately, it doesn't work in the simulation. There's no error messages, and also inserted proxy X forms in between all that, and so on and so forth, and provided a picture of the setup here. So, and this seemed like the simplest thing you could create, right? Well, I went ahead and dug around in this and I found, wow, it is not so simple. The other aspect of this was that there were no tutorials on how to do this specific type of simulation. So I figured this is a perfect opportunity to figure this out and create a tutorial. And I had tried a couple different setups and things just weren't working. I mean, it's one of those things where Isaac Sim, you got to get things right. And there's a lot to all the different settings. Let's see, if I open up this one here, you can see I even got to the point where just bolt goes flying through the air. And okay, well, it's just so many details in these different settings. But I started realizing that it felt like the rack and pinion was the trick to create that linear motion from the rotation. And so I basically modified that to where it was creating this motion, at least the appearance of linear motion through rotation. And it's just not possible to calculate the collisions here on every single thing. So you more or less just fake it when you're creating these simulations, and you can use math to make it mathematically accurate for your project. So I responded to the post hinting at the idea that rack and pinion might be the thing to pull it off, but I was still kind of working at it. And turns out that's where beta tester did a little digging themselves and found that Claude created a script that actually worked well. So I wanted to try that out myself. So the way the script was written, you go ahead and open the script editor, and you can just paste the script into that editor and hit the control, or basically the run command, and let Isaac do its thing. And let's change the stage lights here to the default and go to the bolt and hit F so that we can focus on it. And now you can just, let's hit stop here, hit play. Now the simulation actually runs, and you can see it's spinning. It's kind of hard to tell with the gold rod, but if you zoom in closely, you can actually see the movement there, and the nut itself is slowly climbing. And it was using that, basically the revolute joint with a prismatic joint and a screw joint, which is the rack and pinion, exactly like we thought. So this was cool. And since I went ahead and saved this, this gave me a USD file that I could look at and compare. So let's take a look at that real quick. All right, so we're going to set up the Claude written script at the top here with the instructions on how to use it. And we're going to have Isaac Sim on the right. And I think it's just kind of cool to show how all this came together here. And you do get kind of a wide angle view when you narrow things down like I am here, but you get the gist of it. And let's go ahead and hit the screw joint. Actually, let's not do that just yet. So I've got my USD here at the bottom and the Claude script at the top, and you can see it's just Python. It goes through, sets up some variables to determine the sizes of things, and then we set up, get the stage and set up the world, and then it basically creates a a helper script after you've created the ground plane. Here we go. Here's the helper script where you create the cylinder. So the nut and the bolt are cylinders without any formal threads or anything, just because you're simulating this again. And then you set up everything for the bolt. Call that make cylinder with all the parameters that you need. And what's cool is now you can take this script that was written by Claude and come into the USD and see how all of this was created, where it sets up the world, and you got the ground plane, and you got the bolt here. You can see that there was the physics, rigid body, and mass API set up here. And if you look at the bolt, you can come in here and look at the parameters. So we've got a translate with the 0.15 on the z-axis, and sure enough, there it is here. And you can see all of that. Where are we at here? Oh, that's on the bolt Z. And so it's basically the bolt height divided by 2. And so it's really cool to come through here and see how this script worked to create this scene, and then how I save this as USDA so that I could come in here and reverse engineer this. So I have the bolt revolute, and that is the prismatic joint here, the rack and pinion, and here's the revolute joint here. So it's really kind of fun to dig through this and understand the differences, like the Python script versus the USD versus the user interface. I'll put all the files into the GitHub folder or GitHub project so that you can do a deep dive. I won't go any farther than this. So that was just really cool to get through and understand how all of this is being created. So I thought, since I've been studying Onshape, I would go ahead and try and make this more official and use some CAD files with a bolt and a nut and try and animate this using actual real CAD. I don't know, mechanically accurate components. And there's tons of Onshape tutorials about how to make this type of thing, but I figured, yeah, this would be pretty awesome to just go ahead and have this be what I animate. And so I went ahead and exported this, and you can export this so that you can create the unique parts, which I've already done this, and that way you get the nut separate from the bolt, and then you can work with those inside Isaac Sim. Well, I was running into problems with Isaac Sim importing USD files, so I went ahead and did that in USD Composer and just created the USD files from there. So here you can see I'm basically importing the JT files and creating the USD files that I need to work with in Isaac Sim. So a little extra step just so that I didn't have to troubleshoot what's going on with why Isaac Sim isn't allowing me to convert JT directly to USD. But now that we refresh the screen here, we've got our USD files, we can hop over to Isaac Sim. Okay, we're in Isaac Sim. We're going to start from a new screen, just completely blank. Let's go ahead and set the stage lights to default. And we've got nothing but the world and our USD bolt and nut content here that we're going to use to bring in to make our simulation. So let's go ahead and start by creating a physics ground plane, and let's level that so that it looks good. And next we will go ahead and create physics scene so that we have gravity and everything in our scene. And now I'm going to go ahead and right click and create an X form, and we'll call that our bolt. And let's go ahead and right click that bolt and create a reference. Oops, add a reference, sorry. And now we can select bolt, hit select there, and we can hit F to zoom in on that. Let's go ahead and make this line up nice and pretty. We'll get there. And yeah, I think that's good for now. Now we want to go ahead and right click again and create another X form. And we're going to call that the nut. And let's go ahead and create a reference to our USD nut. add reference. Here we go to the nut, set select. Now that's actually under the bolt. We can go ahead and just pull that up. There we go. We'll go ahead and set it just a little bit above there. Kind of want to drag this up a little more. Yeah, there we go. Kind of make this shot dramatic, so to speak. There we go. You can see the separation between the actual nut and the bolt itself. Now just, again, we're going to imagine the bolt is attached to some kind of drive here. So now that we have that, we can select the bolt itself, right click and say create physics joint, and we'll go to revolute joint. Now we need to change the axis of that joint to be Z, and we'll want to go ahead and add a angular drive under physics here, and we'll set the target velocity right about 250. That's what I found seems to work well for the physics in this scene. We need our dampening to be super high, and that should be good for now. Let's go ahead and go to the nut, right click and create another joint, physics joint, and in this case we're going to use the prismatic joint so we can control how high it goes. Let's see, on the prismatic joint properties we're going to say we need the z-axis again, and I'm going to set the lower limit to 0 and the upper limit to 0.2, I believe. That's where I had it. Nope. You can see that blue line's way too high. That's going to determine how far the nut goes. And we're going to say 0.02. That seems good for now. All right. Now that we've got that, well, you can't just right click here and create a joint without having something selected. So I'm going to apply the rack and pinion joint to the world just so that I can create it, and then say joint, whoops, forgot to actually select it. There we go, create physics joint, and that's where we say rack and pinion joint. And in this case, since we set it to the world, we want to change things here. We want to say the body one. Oh, I forgot what that is here. I think it's the nut first. I might need to double check this and add the target on the body and say bolt there. And actually, let's go ahead and save what we have so far. And we'll create this, we'll call this the official. Hex sim, I guess is what we'll call it. I don't know. On the fly here, right? And I'm going to go ahead and make this a USDA so that we can read the properties of that, make it human readable. And I'm going to go back and cheat here for a second because I did practice this, so I need to go look at my test because I can't remember CAD test. Here we go. We can save that, I guess. Save selected. And if I look at the rack and pinion, I just want to make sure I have, yeah, body 0 is the bolt, body 1 is the nut. And so let's go back into that official one here. Don't save that. Yep, we got it right. Okay. Now we have everything really set up. What we need to do, though, is just verify that the revolute joint is set up with the target velocity at 250. We've got everything here. The lower limit for the, we don't need to worry about that. And the prismatic joint, we have the lower and upper limit set to that. We don't need a drive on that. Rack and pinion is officially set to be the bolt and nut, and that is where we need our ratio. So to get this to officially work, what we have to do is go back to the Onshape thing here, and we need to figure out what is the pitch of this helix. And you can click this, right click, hit edit. And what I did is, I'm no math wizard. I'm not a mechanical engineer either. And so I just cheated and went to Claude and I sent it a screenshot of those settings and basically said, hey, what's the pitch on this? And it told me. And then I said, hey, we're doing the whole thing where I look at our code that our original sample that we got from the Discord channel. And it went ahead and gave me the ratio that we need for this specific project. And so when I drop that ratio in here with everything else set that we've been talking about, now when I hit play, boom, you know what I forgot? I forgot to apply the physics to the bodies here. So let's do that real quick. And so we'll say add physics collider here, and then add physics rigid body and collision. Now let's save this and hit play. Should do it. There we go. Now it's not climbing, so what did I miss? Let's see. We've got the nut, the bolt. Oh, forgot to set the hinge. The hinge is the revolute joint and the prismatic joint here. So we have to set those on the rack and pinion so that it actually pushes the joint. Don't forget to save. And let's try this again. This should do the trick. There it goes. It's actually working. Now, I'm just going to admit that this is not perfect mechanically, but it gives you the sense for how all this works, because it's too much work for the physics engine to calculate every single surface of the threads between the nut and the bolt and use the collisions to determine that. So we have to fake that. And if you're doing this in the real world for a true industrial case, you're going to want to do the math to make sure that you get the proper everything set up properly. Everything's not quite right here, but you can do the math and get this set up in a way that will work for you. I'm just winging this and learned how to do this, so I wanted to share what I learned. And you can see that it stopped now, and that was because what we did was we set the revolute joint with a specific velocity. If I set it to 900, it's going to keep going. But what's really cool is I can send this back down by changing the velocity to a negative value, and now the nut is actually traveling back down the bolt. So, I mean, if you do the math right, you've got this figured out. And so the rack and pinion joint worked really, really well for simulating this. And this is a lot for something seemingly simple. And I just thought it was great to learn myself, and I just was eager to share that with everybody else. So I hope this is useful to you. Well, that pretty much wraps it up. I hope you found that useful. I thought it was pretty interesting to dig into, and I learned a ton. And I highly recommend that you go check out the NVIDIA Omniverse community on Discord and go. There's all kinds of awesome things there. And if you're digging into Isaac Sim or anything else, just post your questions there. There's people willing to help out. I'll be sure to put a link to the GitHub page and an article that goes along with this in the description in case you're interested in learning more. Thanks a lot for watching.